Hi, my name is Matt Birch, and I am the director of the Interdisciplinary Studies Center, or ISC, as we call it, at the University of Essex. And today I want to sort of walk you through two short videos. One where I tell you about ISC and what makes us special as a place to learn and study. And I also want to talk about how our degrees prepare you for a career. So first of all, I'll just start off by telling you a little bit about our approach. These are some prominent members of our team, our academic staff at ISC. And in our teaching and research at the Interdisciplinary Studies Center, we tackle real world problems that require interdisciplinary solutions. And I want to tell you just a little bit about what I mean by that. So the kind of real world problems that I have in mind are problems like gun violence in America, or climate change, or the refugee crisis, the migrant crisis, or mental health and stigma. These are problems that are salient problems in contemporary life that we desperately need answers to. And there are problems, everyone agrees, that have one thing in common in particular, namely that they will only be solved by big picture thinking that draws on the best methods and the best ideas from a variety of disciplines. So that's what I mean when I talk about the Interdisciplinary Studies Center. We deal with problems in our teaching and in our research that need an interdisciplinary approach, an approach that takes the best ideas and methods from multiple disciplines and tries to bring them together to provide a solution to these sorts of difficult problems. So to give you an example, just take climate change. No one is naive enough to think that meteorology is all you need to do to solve climate change. In other words, we need to engage more disciplines beyond atmospheric science to understand, but also to combat climate change. Now, obviously, atmospheric science is very important, but we also need to think about politics because climate change is a political problem, and you have to sort of get measures that will make real measurable differences through the political system. So you have to understand how that system works. You need to engage in economics. You have to think about what a green economy would look like and whether or not it's viable in a contemporary free market society. You have to look to history to see what sort of large scale interventions have worked in the past. A lot of people working on climate change now say that what we need is a new deal, analogous to the New Deal from American history. So you might want to study that and see how that worked and how it might work again. You need to engage with philosophy to think about really questions of justice and what we owe future generations. You need to think about sociology. So you can think about how do you get people to take up different social norms, for instance, in relating to their daily practices and doing things differently in order to protect the environment. And finally, some of the most impactful interventions in the fight for climate change have come from the arts. For example, this photo that was taken in the early 1960s, many people argue was the most impactful intervention in the environmentalist movement for an entire generation because it got people to get kind of a global consciousness to sort of wake up to the fact that the world wasn't unlimited, but it was this finite planet that we needed to protect. So you get the idea. You can't think about, understand, and intervene in order to combat climate change just by engaging in atmospheric science. You also need to engage all these other disciplines. So what does studying at ISC mean for you concretely? I think that most of our students would tell you that what they like most about studying with us is the freedom, variety, and flexibility that they get in what they study. Now, the typical degree program at the university will involve you studying the same thing with access to the faculty in one department for 3 years. Okay, so let's represent that in an image. Here's a view from above of the University of Essex. And let's say you come to the University of Essex to study economics. Well, that means for the time that you're there, for those 3 years, you'll spend the vast majority of your time in that one department, interacting with just those faculty members. Now, that's great. If that's your thing, if that's your passion, if economics is the thing that you want to sort of have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, go for it by all means. But, let's say hypothetically that you're interested in a lot of things and that you want access to more faculty across the university. Well, then you might come and study with us at the Interdisciplinary Studies Center, because what the center gives you is access to modules and instructors across the entire humanities and social science faculties. And that's a very exciting offer because at the University of Essex, we've been ranked in the top 25 for research intensity in sociology, economics, business and management, art history, philosophy, law, and history. And those are all departments and faculties that you would have access to. You would be able to take their modules, you would be able to interact with those faculty if you were doing one of our degree programs, because our programs are unique in that they allow you to take modules across the entire faculty. So to return once more to our view from above and to represent it visually for you, an ISC degree, rather than the typical degree, would look more like this. It would have you going across the campus and sampling the offer of a variety of different disciplines, modules, and instructors. So you have a lot of flexibility to pursue your interests when you study with us at the Interdisciplinary Studies Center. So just to tell you really quickly about our degrees, we have a very exciting degree, a BA in Global Studies. This is for students who really think that today's major challenges require a global perspective. Challenges like migration, the climate crisis, the pandemic, these are global challenges. Clearly. And for students who want to spend their time thinking about those sorts of problems and also studying in different departments, looking at how different disciplines shed light on those problems and thinking about what solution to those problems would be like, the BA in Global Studies might be a great option for you. We also have a new BA in Social Change. This is for students who are passionate about making a difference in the world. You study how social movements work, and you also get practical training in the design of social action projects and opportunities to participate in community placements that focus on social change. We also have two degrees in area studies. One is a BA in American Studies, and the other is a BA in European Studies. And so these are for students who are really passionate about these areas of the world. They want to really learn everything they can about the United States or everything they can about Europe, and they want to study them from a variety of perspectives. They don't just want to study, for example, American history. They also want to know how the government works. They want to study the sociology of everyday life in America. They want to look at American film. They want to study American literature. So this is what a BA in American Studies allows you to do. It allows you to focus on the part of the world that you're interested in and to study it from a wide variety of different disciplinary perspectives. Finally, we have the BA in Liberal Arts. This is perfect for students who want a broad education that encompasses modules from multiple disciplines. This is our most flexible degree. It essentially allows you to construct your own course of study across the humanities and the social science faculties. So it gives you a lot of freedom, and you can really construct a degree that's specific to your interests. Of course, you're not expected to do that all alone. You'll have guidance from your personal tutor. That would very likely be me if you get a BA in liberal arts. So I'll be there to guide you and to help you pick things that are appropriate for your interests and where you want to go